Hello, my name is Alexis Brewis, and this is my creative critical reflection for the film called Breakfast for Two. Let's start by breaking down our film. Breakfast for Two starts with an average businesswoman beginning her morning by cooking breakfast. The key factor is that she is cooking for two people. Once she finished her breakfast, she brings the second plate down the stairs to a dark room. In this room, we see a girl held hostage receiving the second plate. In order to convey the message, we used many conventions and techniques, which leads us to our next question. How does your product use or challenge conventions, and how do they represent social groups or issues? Our film represented awareness to kidnapping and how it could be so unexpected. We used conventions to support this through mise-en-scene, lighting, diegetic, and non-diegetic sounds. Costuming included business formal wear worn by the lady cooking, which contrasted the dirty appearance of the girl held hostage. Also, the brightly lit kitchen represented a happy environment, while the dark and dim lit room showed a shift in mood when transferred to. The diegetic sounds of cooking also made the film come to life by using sounds of an egg cracking, bacon sizzling, and many other examples during cooking. The heels tapping and the scraping of the plate also added an eerie effect. The non-diegetic sounds also played a large role, as we started with an upbeat song making the mood joyful, which then made the plot twist unexpected with the sudden silence. Our next question is, how does your product engage with audiences, and how would it be distributed as a real media text? Our film engages the audience by using a creative plot twist that takes the viewers by surprise. Following the plot twist, the film ends with a cliffhanger, further enticing the audience. If this was a real film, we would begin with releasing a trailer. Then we would promote the trailer via social media. Then premiering this film into cinemas worldwide. Our last step would be then distributing Breakfast for Two on all streaming devices. For question number 3, we're going to look at an interview that was taken with one of the actors from the film.
Hi, my name is Alexis Brewis, and I was one of the producers on the film Breakfast for Two, and today I'm here with...
Hi, I'm Sadine, and I was one of the actors in Breakfast for Two. I played the woman eating the breakfast.
So, Sadine, tell me, how do you think your production skills improved through the course of this project?
So I think my production skills definitely developed a lot throughout the whole process. I loved working with my team and figuring out new things, learning new things about editing, filming in general. Some examples of this was when filming the breakfast scene. We had a lot of trial and error of filming all the foods, getting the right angle, and using cinematic mode was really important on getting those aesthetically pleasing shots. The sound was also a big thing, getting the sound of all the food cooking. The non-diegetic sounds were good. Also, me in general, being an actor, I had to focus on nitpicky things that I didn't even think before, making sure my hands were placed in the correct way, not in the way of the food, being very discreet, and the costuming was very important, the business wear, and also the heels as well for the sounds, to kind of make it eerie was really good. And also the shed scene and the breakfast scene, the contrast of those two, one being so dark and one being very bright and cheery with the music, I thought that was also a really big thing that we focused on, and I learned a lot from that as well.
Perfect. Any final words about the project?
I just loved the whole process was really fun, and filming was really fun, and I just loved learning new things about making the breakfast and everything. I thought it was really cool.
Perfect. Thank you, Sadine.
Our last question that we're going to discuss is, how did you integrate technologies, software, hardware, and online in this project? So throughout the course of this project, we used many different technologies and had to find ways to work them all together in order to create the best outcome for our film. Most of our technologies that can be found was used during filming. The biggest things being our tripods and our iPhone 14, along with some tools for lighting, but mostly natural light was used. We used tripods to make sure we had steady shots and mixed it with the iPhone 14 to film all the shots that we needed. And we used the phone in cinematic mode to help give it that extra good looking feel. During other scenes, we had to get more creative and use lighting to help brighten up the scene, like in the shed scene where we used our iPhone cameras actually to add light since our characters were slightly too dark, but we used it on a dim setting to give it just the right feel. We even had to get creative during some scenes and cover some light with paper or napkins to make the light less harsh, and that was used during the cooking scene actually with the eggs. Lastly, we combined all of this technology and the hard work put into it together using our school's computers and an editing software called LumaFusion. Editing was a long process, but it was one of the most important steps to make sure that all of the technology worked together in a way that was cohesive and told a story. When editing, we added all the clips from the iPhone 14 and along with sound effects that we filmed in person while filming to help make the clips come to life even more. During editing was also when we added our non-diegetic sounds, which really helped bring the technology together even further because it really set in stone the mood that we were trying to convey. This was my creative critical reflection. Thank you so much for listening, and I hope you enjoyed the project.